This is a significant decision which allows a lot of people a lifeline for their struggling businesses, but is this the right move? For all of the Bay Area now, the stay-at-home order is being lifted this week. Governor Newsom giving counties the green light today. Here's what it means. All counties will return to that color-coded tier system. We are all in the purple tier as of this evening. So what can reopen in the purple tier? Outdoor dining, hair and nail salons, indoor retail at 25% capacity. Wineries can reopen outdoors, but look on the right side of your screen. Here's what cannot reopen. Bars, indoor museums, indoor zoos, indoor gyms must remain closed. The governor is lifting the restrictions because our ICU capacity is trending upwards, which is a good sign.
We project forward over a 4-week period, and we determine ICU capacity either meets or exceeds 15%.
This comes as the state is also ramping up vaccinations. Right now, the state is prioritizing those 65 and older and essential workers. That includes first responders, food and agriculture workers, and teachers. The governor said once those groups have been vaccinated, the state will shift to an age-based eligibility program. The state's top doctor, Mark Galley, will lay out the details for that age-based system tomorrow. And Janelle, we've been through this before, but this time around, sadly, fewer businesses are actually in business. NBC Bay Area's Marianne Favro is in San Jose, where Santa Clara County officials just finished answering some key questions.
Yes, and this afternoon, county leaders stressed that COVID hospitalizations are still way up in the South Bay. So even though some restrictions have been lifted, they say that it's important that everyone remains vigilant. A sign of hope as hundreds of restaurant owners in Santa Clara County reinstall tents and prepare to welcome back outdoor diners after a surprising announcement from the state.
All regions effective immediately are no longer in the stay-at-home order.
After relying on to-go orders only since early December, restaurant owners are thrilled.
We could easily serve a couple hundred more a day.
We're extremely excited. This is wonderful news. Highly unanticipated.
The state lifted the restrictions because the availability of ICU beds in the Bay Area is projected to exceed 15% looking ahead 4 weeks. Nail and hair salons can also reopen with certain guidelines, and some restrictions have been lifted for professional, collegiate, and youth sports, which means the Sharks are allowed to play without fans in the stands at SAP Center. However, Santa Clara County is not lifting its travel directive, requiring a 10-day quarantine for most people traveling into the county from more than 150 miles away.
The travel directive appears to have really had an impact on the volume of travel that occurred after it was put in place, and we know that travel is one significant source of spread.
County Counsel James Williams added that with several new strains of COVID circulating here in California, it's more important than ever to keep that travel quarantine in place. Reporting live in San Jose, Marianne Favro, NBC Bay Area News.
So, thank you so much, Marianne. When do these reopening changes go into effect? For most of the Bay Area, today. You can see here 8 of the 9 Bay Area counties have given the go-ahead for businesses to reopen right away. Those are the counties in blue. The one exception is San Francisco, right here in green. It says businesses can reopen, Raj, Thursday morning.
Well, things are a bit different in San Francisco. Mayor Breed says the city will have tougher restrictions for business to reopen. But here's the catch. The main hurdle, the vaccine supply chain, is it getting enough doses? NBC Bay Area's Thom Jensen reports.
Good news from the podium of San Francisco Mayor London Breed.
We are in a better place than we've been in a long time.
Available bed space in the city's intensive care units is now up to 26%. And with the governor lifting statewide stay-at-home orders, San Francisco will return to the purple tier when it reopens Thursday.
Outdoor dining can resume. Personal services can resume as long as you can wear a mask.
Things like barbershops, beauty and nail salons with limits. Increased capacity in grocery and retail stores, along with other limited indoor activities. The mayor and the director of San Francisco's health department now focusing aggressively on getting everyone vaccinated.
Our goal is to be able to inoculate at least 10,000 people a day. And as you just heard, the health department is only getting just over 10,000 doses this week.
Dr. Grant COLFAX says those doses will be gone by Thursday. Meanwhile, the financial viability clock is ticking away at restaurants like Sabella La Torre's on Fisherman's Wharf, where crab rolls out the window in a to-go box are barely paying the bills. Most of the staff will remain laid off even after outdoor dining resumes.
It'd be nice to have indoor dining, at least a small percentage like we had before. I think we had 20% last time.
But ICU rates will have to keep improving, and a lot more people will need to get vaccinated to ensure that happens. We talked to the leader of a San Francisco restaurant association today who told us even with mass vaccinations, it will be at least 2 years before the city's iconic restaurant industry totally rebounds from this pandemic. In San Francisco, Thom Jensen, NBC Bay Area News.